Hey everybody, it's your boy UltimateSpeedster and welcome back to another crispy Wizard101 video. In today's video, I'm doing a full, thorough Lemuria review video. I played all the way through Lemuria in test room. I enjoyed it. I think I think it's a 10 out of 10 world. I'm gonna go into why now. Spoiler alert for the people that want to wait for it. Make sure you get out if you need to. I am going to split this discussion up into 5 sections: story, scenery, enemies, length, then enjoyment. And if you want to see more reviews and giveaways and live streams and all that, make sure you like, subscribe, and tap that notification bell to keep up with the crispiest Wizard101 and Power101 content. Let's get started. Now we're going to start off with the story of Lemuria. I think it's very interesting. I think it takes a different route, especially for Arc 4 and what they could build on it. So after we did the pre-quest and everything and actually was able to go into the Cabal door, we actually see Lemuria and we actually get a little bit of history behind it on what actually built on it and how it was actually created, because it was pieces of other worlds combined together to actually make Lemuria. And it was kind of a fake world. It was real but not real at the same time. It's like it was completely made up by the old one, like basically like an artificial type world kind of deal. Now us, the Wizard, we actually use the synthesizer and actually put it into the spiral itself, so now it's actually part and breathing and living inside the spiral. Man, the charts are going all over the place. They're trying to figure out why the world itself, rather, they're trying to adapt to the spiral now that it's living in it. Now I think the story is very unique. Like I said, I like how throughout the world we actually go into different zones and different areas rather, and how each lab that the old one had there in each area explains on why we there and what each character adds to the story of Lemuria. And I think the story of this world and how it was created can definitely set for different worlds to be set on in the future of more people creating worlds. So next we're going to go into the scenery section. I think this world was absolutely beautiful because each zone felt very, very different, which is odd because each zone had a little bit of resemblance from other worlds. Like the jungle had resemblance like a bit of Imperia, but it also had like dragon inspired structures and Krakatopian structures. Like they'll be tossed around here and there. Same thing with the desert, reminding me of Chrysalis. I should be having footage going on showing y'all different areas of the world and a whole bunch of background stuff, but you see what I mean with all the different structures and everything. I will say my favorite area though was the Sky City. I believe Sky City was the most beautiful area. My second favorite area was the Heap. My least favorite area has to be like the jungle or Mandoria. I really didn't get much out of that. I still love the world without a doubt, but to me, I didn't really care for the look of it since we've seen like those areas a bit before, but Sky City just seems incredible to me. So now we're gonna go into enemies. The enemies I think were very difficult. I didn't think they needed to be that difficult. I wasn't complaining about the difficulty that much before, but I think they changed it, or KI changed it, because a lot of people wanted more of a challenge ever since Caramel, so they fulfilled everybody's wish, made it more difficult. Now the fire enemies cast a lot of mantle and stun blocks, which I find very, very annoying. I wish they could tune it back a little bit because it gets to the point to where you can't really do nothing and it just becomes a huge mess and aggravating, especially if you gotta do defeat and collect quests. But other than that, I think the other enemy types like his life and death, I don't really have a problem with those. To me, I think I just had the problem with the fire ones. I could be bad at the game too though. That could play a factor. Now we're gonna talk about the length of the world. I don't think the length of the world was that bad. I think it was a decent length of world. Didn't take long to get through at all. It was definitely a nice pace. They kept you in each area good enough. I wish I was out of the desert Mandoria a little bit faster, but it's not bad at all. They didn't keep you there too long and they didn't keep you there too short. Each city had a good amount of length. Each had its own value and great value. Now, if you count how many stones you already have and how many you need to get, that will tell you where you are in completing the world. Now is the final section of enjoyment. I love this world. This is probably my second favorite world, right behind Imperia, or really tied with Imperia. I also wanted to add that the boss fight of Lemuria, I think, was one of the best, the literal best boss fight ever in Wizard101. With the whole story combining together with all the heroes and the ending of you having to fight every single one of them, adds a beautiful ending to the world, and it built on something that I think could be used further on down the line of an 8v4. It's incredible of fighting 8 bosses at one time and how the music played behind it. I actually love it so much I'm probably playing it in the video right now. One of the best boss fights in the game, and also with that you get tons of loot from that kind of fight. But it just the fight itself and how the dialogue is and how every boss combines together, because they also help each other out instead of just focusing on themselves, which means that it becomes more difficult and you got to find a way on which one to take out first to make the fight easier. And I find this boss fight way more interesting than the Caramel one. I felt more dragged into it. I felt more intrigued on completing this one than the Caramel one. I didn't feel any high stakes when I was fighting the Caramel fight, but with the ones I had to fight in Lemuria, I felt the threat 100 times more and it was just a good time to have. The NPCs or the side character, the heroes, are really great. They all have their own personality. They all add something different, which is a really good job, KI. Scenery, outstanding. Great job on the design. The plot, the story, phenomenal. Can't wait to see what's happening with the next world or what's going on with the spiral right now, because the ending of Lemuria, when you go back to Arcanum, it's a little secret something that's there for you to figure out what's coming next. So my final rating of this world, I give a 10 out of 10. But I love this world tremendously. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know down in the comment section below on what you rate Lemuria. And make sure you also check out the other reviews and guides I got on the channel. And make sure you like, subscribe, tap that notification bell to keep up with the crispiest Wizard101 Empire 101 content. I appreciate you watch all the way to the end. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, and the TikTok where I post hilarious clips on. I'll see y'all later. Peace.